Tai Chi, we want to move in a way where we're always open and loose. We don't want to have tension in our muscle. We don't want to muscle through the movements. We want to use consciousness, not strength. That being said, we also want to be rooted in the feet, stabilized through the legs, commanded by the waist, and let that energy be expressed through the hands. That combination of use consciousness, not strength, and yet being stabilized through the legs, that's an idea that if you think about actually working on the strength of your muscles, it's going to help you be able to relax. There's nothing wrong with working on the strength of your legs, working on your upper body. That doesn't take away from being open and loose when you're doing your Tai Chi. In fact, if you're stronger with your muscles, it's actually easier to be balanced, to be stable, to be more relaxed as you do your Tai Chi. So I thought it would be kind of fun today to go over some simple exercises that you can do to help you enhance your muscle strength, to enhance your Tai Chi. Now, we're going to do some exercises. I want you to remember that you know your own body, you know your own knees, you know your own hips, you know your own current state of strength. So I'm going to give you a menu of things to try. That doesn't mean you have to do them all. I want you to do things to your own ability. Remember, the idea is to enhance your strength, not to ruin your joints, okay? So if you feel pain, don't do something that's painful. Move on, and there's lots of things to choose from. So the first thing that I want you to do, or to try if you can, thinking about being balanced, being on one leg, being stable through the legs. Something you can do is you can lunge forward. Then you can come back. If you need to balance yourself, you can put that foot down, or you can just lift the knee and then step back. It's a reverse lunge. It's a forward lunge into a reverse lunge. Now, if that's difficult for you to do as far as balance, we want to work on balance, you can have a chair. If you just hold on to the edge of the chair like this, you can go forward and then feel comfortable to lift that knee and then go back, forward and back. And of course, you want to do it on both sides of the body. This is going to really enhance your ability to be comfortable standing on one leg, in our pheasant stands, in our kick, smash, and box the ears. That's going to help a lot. Your chair can also be used simply to do sit to stands. This is an exercise that actually everyone should be doing because we want to be able to maintain the ability to sit down somewhere and stand up. We want to get in and out of our cars. We want to get up and down off the toilet. We want to get in and out of bed without assistance. So sit to stand is actually a wonderful exercise for you to do. And it's exactly what it says. You sit down and you stand up. Sit down and stand up. You can do 10 of them. And you can do that and then go about your day. It's a wonderful exercise. We can modify that exercise. Let's say for our snake creeps. We're coming down and we're putting one leg out, and that does actually take some strength in this leg. If you think about doing your sit to stand, you can sit on your chair. And when you sit, you're actually sitting forward on the chair. You're not sitting back and leaning back. Sit forward in that chair. Stretch one leg out to the side, just a comfortable distance. And now try to stand up from this position. This is going to put more effort into this leg here and not into that leg that's stretched out, which is exactly like snake creeps. Stand up and then sit back down. And of course, do it on both sides. Snake creeps is, arguably the hardest move that we do, but you can also use your chair to help you just stretch with your snake creeps. You can hold on to the back of the chair and you can just stretch your leg out. Again, that's going to build strength in the one leg and it's going to build flexibility. You can do it on both sides, stretching out. If I'm here, you're just stretching and pulling back. You can also just simply bring your legs wide, have the comfort of having this chair, and just bend your knees side to side. And you can start to go down a little further as you feel that stretch happening. That's a great way to help you improve your snake creeps. With your chair, you can also try just bending one knee and coming back up. I'm not bending very far. So I come down and I come back up, down and up. I'm not doing a pistol squat where I'm going all the way down and coming back up one-legged. But just that little tiny movement, tapping one foot forward, is actually building strength for your pick the needle up, for your snake creeps. You can do some stretching standing, just bringing one knee into your chest like this. It's actually a really good stretch for your hips. It's a good stretch for your hamstring. It's good for thinking of pheasant stance, thinking of our kicks. If you don't feel comfortable standing on one leg like that, you have your chair and you can hug your knee into your chest like this. One thing that stretch can also help you with is thinking about being commanded by the waist, using your dantian to lift from here. It's a focus of, I'm not lifting from here, I'm actually lifting from the dantian. And then pulling it in, and you can feel your abdominals working, especially the higher you get. As you pull that knee in, those abdominals have to engage to bring that knee higher. So that's a great one for getting your dantian involved in being the commander. You can also, I'm going to move my chair. You can also do rotation. Obviously, we do a lot of rotation in our part the wild horse's mane, in our brush knee, in our wave hands like clouds. Rotation is actually very important in Tai Chi. So it's good to work that rotation and make sure that your body is flexible enough, again, to do that. If you bring your weight over to one side, holding the ball over to one side, and now step out with that other leg, you can feel the stretch here. And then just move as you rotate, and then bring your weight over. And then step out, keeping that ball on the opposite side, and then rotate. and see how much rotation you can get. If you're not feeling anything in your waist, then you're not rotating from the Dantian. Hold that ball, step out, and then rotate to the other side. And then step in, step out, then rotate to the other side. With our movements in our form, we also need to be able to use our arms in such a way that they are light and open, but that we don't lift from the shoulders, right? We want the shoulders to stay down, elbows dropped, shoulders sunk, right? When we lift, we don't want to be lifting from the shoulders. So practicing lifting our arms and letting them drop without lifting from the shoulders. You can see how if I do this, right, or preparation, that's not correct. If you just lift to the side and then bring it down. Practicing this actually is very good for your shoulder mobility and for your shoulder strength. Even though you don't have weights in your hands, your arms themselves are enough weight to help those shoulder muscles to be engaging and going, oh yeah, I know what I'm supposed to do here. You can add stand on one leg. As you lift, tap one toe out and then come back in, keeping the weight on this one leg. Lift and tap and then come back down. Lift and tap and come back down. You can do 5 on one side and then do 5 on the other side. And you can see, just using your repetitions, you can see how the shoulders are starting to work, and then you'll know that they are getting stronger. With arm circles, again, I'm lifting my hands above my head now, but I don't want to lift from the shoulders. I want to bring it in and down, and you can sink just a little bit. It's just an easy breathing in and breathing out. You can do 5 to the middle like this. Then you can actually incorporate your rotation and trying to keep your body a little bit more oriented that way, except for your upper body, your upper torso turning to the side, and then turn to the other side. Coming in, arm circles in to out. You can actually incorporate a little bit of a squat with that. It's not a bad word. Remember, it's just a sit to stand. But there's a particular kind of squat that we do, and it's called a sumo squat, where our legs are a little bit wider than normal, and our feet are just a little bit out at an angle. Not like a ballet dancer, we're not doing that. It's just a little bit of an angle. You can bring your arms up, remember, not from your shoulders, and then as you come down, do your squat. You can breathe in. And so now you're incorporating using those legs, helping them be stronger, helping the arms be stronger. And now really incorporate your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. You can go as low as you want to go. Depends on your own flexibility. It depends on your own strength. I'm going to get one more prop, get my cone. And you don't have to have a cone like this at home. I obviously have one here in my studio for my clients, but you can use a book. You can use whatever you have. The focus is on this outside leg. Notice that I'm down just a little bit. My knees are not locked. Focus on this outside leg, and you simply lift the other leg over and then bring it back. I'm not transferring my weight. I'm not stepping over like this. This leg stays completely still, and I simply tap. What you want to make sure you're not allowing your body to do is let that knee follow across. This is a bad position for the knee. It's called a valgus position. Don't do that. If you need to use a mirror to make sure that that knee stays nice and straight, do so, because you don't want it to collapse in. This is great strength again for our snake creeps, for our pheasant stands, for our kick smash and box the ears. All of that is working with that leg strength. It also helps you understand your substantial and insubstantial. This leg has to remain completely insubstantial as you lift it over. If you can get 2 or 3 cones in a row, then you can work on your lateral walk with your wave hands like clouds and step over, allow the water to flow into this one leg, let this one become empty, and then fill, just like we do with our wave hands like clouds, and then you step over your second cone. It's a great exercise for understanding substantial and insubstantial while actually working on the strength, stabilizing through the legs. I'm going to put my cone away. The other thing that you can do, if you have the flexibility to do so, is to lower your stances in the movements like pushing chi, or like brush knee, or part the wild horse's mane. Normally, in pushing chi, I'm about at this stance. My legs are bent comfortably. I have the flexibility to be able to put this foot back about this far, and my heel can still be on the ground. I have pretty good ankle flexibility. So this could be something that, you have to work towards. But now I can do my pushing chi, and my legs have to actually work harder because I'm in this lower stance. Notice that I'm still moving from my dantian. I am not trying to go lower by pushing my upper body down. That's not what's happening. I still move from my dantian. And of course, you need to do that on both sides of your body as you do that really low stance. I could do brush knee. I can do pushing chi. And you stay in this lower stance for any length of time, and you will feel your legs. It's actually really good for your calves to work on that flexibility in your ankles as well. It's an important piece of being able to walk properly as you age. Your calf strength matters so that you can lift and lower your toes and not just start to shuffle like this. We want to have good strength through our legs so that we can continue to do the things we love to do. So there's a menu of exercises for you to try, and you can incorporate them a little bit at a time. The exercise prescription is really very open. You know your body. If you do 10 sit to stands one day and your legs are very, very sore the next day and the next day, then maybe you cut it back and you do 5. And until your legs are not so sore in the days following. Then you can increase to 7 and then to 10. Don't do all of these exercises all at the same time. Sometimes we get so excited about a new thing that we try to do everything at once. Don't do that. Take a couple of these exercises each day. Do a couple of them, try them out, then discover how your body responds to them. Then as you go through this next year, this new year, we can see how you'll be able to see how your muscles have strengthened and how that has enhanced your Tai Chi.